you saw how to work with arrays, and you saw the drawback really of arrays, which is once you define the actual size, you're not allowed to extend it, right? So hence we have another data structure called lists. So here to create a list is very simple. So simply say list, and then here simply say, let me actually import this, comes from java.util, and then numbers equals 2, and right here I'm going to comment this, and in fact we don't need this, right? So you've got the examples, and then here simply say, and then new, and then right here simply say array list. So we could actually say array list as well, right? So array and then list and then numbers. So the reason why I say list right here is because this is the actual interface. So if I select or actually navigate to that class, you can see that this is the actual interface, and then based off this interface, right, which extends collection, don't worry too much about this, but this is the interface, and based off this interface you have multiple implementations. So if I select this eye icon right here, check this out. So these are all the implementations of the list interface. So right here you've got array list, so the one I've showed you, right? So array list, byte list, basically empty list. You've got tons of classes that implement the list interface, including stack right here, right? So let me just go back. So I'm teaching you about the actual array list for now. So now with a list, we're no longer tied to the actual fixed size, right? So we can add as many numbers that we want. So numbers and then dot. So now the way you add numbers is a bit different. So you can say numbers dot add, and then right here you can say 1, for example. If you want to add a second number, you can say numbers dot and then add, and then 2, for example, right? Now if I go ahead and simply say south, so I want to print to the console numbers. If I run this, and there we go. So you see that we have 1 and 2, right? So we also don't need the arrays and then toString method. So this is sufficient. So to loop through a list is as follows. So you can say simply for, and then it's pretty much almost, it's actually the same as the arrays, right? For, and then let's simply say int, and then number in numbers, and this is actually given as an error, and I'm going to explain this in a second, but for now change this to object, and now simply say south and then number. So this is actually how you loop, right? So loop, or so let me actually run this first, and there we go. So 1 and then 2, or you have another way of looping, which is simply saying numbers dot and then for each, and right here simply say system dot and then out dot, or actually column print line. And I've covered all of this in my Java Streams courses and videos, and if you are interested in learning about functional programming, I highly recommend you to know how to use it. But basically this is very neat and powerful. So now let me actually simply say south. This is giving me a new line. If I run it, there we go. So you can see that we have the second loop here. This is the first one. So as I said, with lists you can add as many numbers you want, right? So here, so check this out. So let me add 2 times 100, and then let's simply say 900, or actually 9,000, and then run, and you can see that we have things working beautifully. So this is the basics of working with lists, right? So this is the actual interface. This is one implementation, so ArrayList. This is how you add numbers, and this is how you loop through the actual list, right? So with lists, if you want to remove an item, right, and we didn't cover that with arrays, it's a bit more difficult and different, but if you want to delete an item, right, so here, so we've added 100. If I say numbers dot, and you can see the available methods, right? So you can check whether it is empty, you can remove all, you can set, so on and so forth, right? Even convert to an array. But next, let me actually go ahead and teach you some useful methods that you're going to be using with lists.